inmate that began looking out for that, warding off any bullies and establishing a friendship. And we can't have that. Jesus. Inmate that was relocated to the maximum security ward due to his history of escape attempts and insurrection. Wanting of inmate that has been increased ever since she used her daily paper privilege to create the attached image. So I think that was Hank, due to his history of escape, and obviously Celia. And yeah, crazy cactus, frog, lizard image. My new friend was sent away today. It was my fault, I'm sure. I was just trying to be nice, just like he was nice to me. He told me I reminded him of his daughter. Yeah, definitely Hank. And now, just like my real parents, he's gone. Oh, nice and depressing. Let's just make sure there isn't also a clue on this, because damn, Celia. Very, very smart. Okay, so now for this number. Hopefully it works. Like I said, difficult to actually read what the numbers were. They were so faded out. File not found. Brilliant. Let me do that again then. Okay, so I think I got all of the numbers correct, except maybe the 9 was actually a 4. So let me change it to that. Thank God. Okay. And am I going to have to actually do this myself? Fold me. Oh wow, yeah. Let's open that up. Oh boy, okay, so I need to, oh God, get me a square piece of paper, put these symbols onto it, I guess, and then fold it all together. Oh well, yeah, I can just print this out actually. Oh boy, okay, print this out, and then follow these lines, and I will have me a lovely, beautiful dove with all of these symbols, like, together actually giving me the phone number that I need. Oh wow, that's a little much. I didn't expect something like this. Oh, God help anyone who played this game that didn't own a printer. Okay, let me print this out then. Oh, God help anyone who doesn't have a printer. Yeah, do you want to take a wild stab in the dark at whose printer decided not to work? Yeah, this chump right here. So, first I decided to try and draw and trace the copy onto a sheet of paper and then do it that way. I made a bit of a meal out of that, but luckily it was a good learning experience because I found out that I was doing it the wrong side up. I had to have the numbers and all the lines showing me where I need to fold facing down and work backwards sort of thing. Anyway, so I went to the library, printed out a proper copy, and this is what I'm using. And I end up with the numbers 93, 58, 824, 74, and 59. There happens to be 11 of these digits, so I'll put them into the dupes system and see what comes out. If it doesn't work, then I'll go back to Delson's phone. Ah, I get a sound file.
Caged before I could ever fly free. Soon, I will leave this prison forever. It's not enough. The small sips of normalcy. A few precious glimpses of a life I have never been allowed to live. Moments caught in panels. Everything else lost to the gutters. And now they want to ship me to a government detainment center. A new cage for me to rot in. To never use my powers again. No. For once in my life, I choose what happens next. Every day, just a single scrap of paper. A sliver here, a scrap there. A little every day for 7 years, secreted away, has become a flock. Strange to think these paper doves, once merely salvation for my spirit, will now truly set me free. Everything is so much simpler when I use my power. Tonight, I use it to leave this life forever.
Well, she definitely did make her escape, but whether it was through suicide or just a faked suicide where she managed to leave with her powers but her corpse was still left behind, because in that other file the dupe did come across her body and she was dead. So either something very clever to trick them, or yeah, she is just a ghost. Ghostly paper powers. And this actually didn't give me anything for me to use to go forwards in the storyline, but there was those prisoner numbers for Hank and Celia, and I didn't try them, and I'm pretty sure those were 11 numbers, so let me re-find the digits I got from Celia's cell, re-enter those and get the files back up. Okay, yeah, collusion between inmates, and we have a string of numbers that both have 11 digits in them. So let's try this one first, and then this one. Okay. A biography for Celia Pendergast. One of the first detainees admitted to Curtain K, Miss Pendergast possesses vast reserves of untapped capabilities that demand further study, consideration, and caution. She was one of the first subjects enrolled in Curtain K's Redacted, and due to the early age of her incarceration, Redacted. Celia has powers presiding over every form of paper. She can create pulp and stock out of trace elements, and she can effortlessly fold paper on itself in ways that would require hundreds of pounds of mechanical force to achieve normally. Think of that Mythbusters episode where they were busting the myth that you couldn't fold a sheet of paper 9 times, I think it was, and they had this giant sheet of paper, and in the end they needed, I think they had vehicles just driving over the edges to flatten them because it was so tough.
If it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. Carry trucks in a giant rolling pin to flatten this piece of puff pastry some more.
Flat as a pancake!
Paper is too heavy for the team to lift themselves, so they stick a fork in it.
Drive in, drive in.
Whoa.
Anyway, these folding techniques allow her to create deceptively durable paper armor. And again, that's on YouTube as well. Samurai paper armor, I think.
Yeah, you know, all through the testing, on the small scale, I thought that the steel was just going to slaughter the paper in every category, but it didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes against logic. You're like, steel, paper, steel is obviously going to win. But it didn't.
Yeah, those are the best ones.
I love the historical myths, especially when they're this counterintuitive.
And you guys look darn good in that paper outfit.
And so did you, my friend.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Paper projectiles and animated origami constructs that have proven extremely effective in combat. She can also briefly transform herself into origami constructs, or simply adopt the lightness of paper to ride wind currents. As you would expect, access to paper products is restricted to training sessions and tight supervision. Celia suffers from a textbook and perhaps crippling case of abandonment anxiety. After bouncing from foster home to foster home, Celia had finally settled in with her adoptive family before their lives were tragically taken at New Moray. Jeez. Oh, I wonder... I wonder who it was that actually took those lives, if it was something to do with Cole, or the guy who could turn into a giant monster. Who knows? She has repressed any and all mention of said family, instead focusing on her gifts. Celia demonstrates an artistic bent, redacted, shaping paper into elaborate origami constructs. While she is an extremely promising candidate for fieldwork, she occasionally displays a lack of seriousness and susceptibility to distraction. Poor kid. Alright, and the other number. Henry. I think I've been keeping on calling him Hank. A petty criminal since he was 12, subject has made a life out of finding his way into prison and then breaking himself out. Lengthy rap sheet, took a great deal of pride in never using a weapon in any of his break-ins, robberies or cons, and in never causing injury to a civilian during them. So he's like Flash's road gallery. Has broken out of 11 jails and prisons in his lifetime. Came to the attention of the DUP when his powers manifested. Curtin K is the first holding facility to contain subject, although he has attempted at least 2 attempts to escape thus far. Well, he managed it in the end. He can absorb, control, and briefly assume the properties of smoke and combustion. He has the power to transform into a cloud of smoke, which has served him well in breaking into and out of places. He also has control over smouldering embers and fire, allowing him to throw fire and smoke balls that can blind subjects. Has long maintained immense self-discipline and has applied himself to mastering his skill set. His containment cell is fairly straightforward, with a few minor additional precautions to protocol to avoid any kind of combustion. Subject is intelligent and street smart. He hides both of these traits very studiously, selling a persona of the gruff, macho, tough guy. He's even tougher than he seems, thanks to the deception. A constant threat to escape, but well liked by guards and evaluators alike. If not for his moral code, Subject has potential as an exceptionally deadly weapon. He has been cautiously redacted. Yeah, if he wasn't a bit of a good guy, they'd happily use him in their army, but hey, he doesn't like killing people, so can't use him. The inmate escaped from DUP custody during transport to a classified Washington State Correctional Facility. Inmate is considered very dangerous. All local authorities have been warned and DUP emergency containment protocols have been enacted, gating all pathways into and out of Seattle metro area. Okay, and what else? Reports of bioterrorist activity, anonymous witness, descriptions implicate escaped inmate, and an investigation report, which I shall now put in. Oh, just tons of strings of numbers, one after the other. Okay, let me write this down. Okay, so I think this is going to be the attack that we almost caught in the act. We appeared just after it. Bioterrorist activity reported by an anonymous source. Incident involved the attempted assassination of Senator Weingard via vehicular incineration in the Paramount District of Seattle. Source describes assailant as having unusual smoke and fire powers. Are we going to have to track down the source? And gave a description matching Henry. Forensic analysis deployed to the scene. No residual signs of ray sphere radiation were detected. Evidence of an incendiary device, much like a blasting cap, was found near the point of inflammation. Neighborhood residents reported no sightings of bioterrorists. Based off forensic analysis of the crime scene, it probably wasn't a conduit. And no evidence that Henry was anywhere near the site of the incident. And another number here. Okay, so we're going to hack into the DUP surveillance camera using this ID number just here. Maybe we'll find out what's happened. Maybe we'll be able to track down the eyewitness that was lying. Who knows? And file not found. Okay, never mind. Let me... Okay, yeah, it's 12 digits, so it's not to use here. I think I'll be using it on Delson's phone. So let me enter it here instead. Job done. Okay, so electronic witness, locate the hidden camera now that I know where the camera actually is. So I'll track that down and we'll see what's what. Alright then, let's further investigate the assassination attempt on Senator Weingard and find the ones responsible. So first up, let's chase down, well, I say chase down, it's not exactly running away from me, is it? But let's find that hidden camera, which we have the coordinates to. And let's avoid slamming into a ton of civilians. That guy in the green t-shirt I think he was in, he's going to be the only casualty of my insane rock sprinting. Oh, I know the area, but... okay. So this is how I need to find it. So it's in the back of an alleyway, wide open space, up on a building. So let's get some height and we'll find a wide open alleyway space that it might be in. Could possibly be just here. Actually, I think I've found it immediately. Okay, jump down. If I see myself, there I am. Well, this was fortunate. Okay, very, very damn nice. Okay, so it's just behind me. Somewhere up there. Maybe a little bit more this way. Maybe a little bit more this way. Okay, somewhere up. I think that's it, just there. Yes, okay. For all of these bonus secret camera missions, I would have to destroy them. The target has come up red, but just in case, before I blast it to oblivion, let me go up next to it, see if there's any way I can interact with it. Nope. Okay, let's just destroy it then. And now collect the camera's data drive, which has fallen to the ground. Or maybe it hasn't, maybe it's still up there.